Hello, my name is Ziggy, your host, and welcome to the Duckpond Ace Attorney Book Club. This is a weekly club where we'll be playing through every Ace Attorney game and case and then discussing our thoughts on them. This week is the opening case and also the second case of the game. But before we get into this first case, why don't we have everyone introduce themselves and say a little bit about their experience with the Ace Attorney series, starting with Goomb.
Hello, I'm Goomb. I have played every Ace Attorney game a minimum twice. That is my experience level.
All right, how about Fluffy?
I played the original trilogy at. Oh, is everyone just muted when they're not talking? Is that how it's working?
No, you can say whatever.
Okay, I just saw Allie muted. I was just kind of curious how it's working. I have played the original games once, and then I think I might have played them twice, and then like watched a playthrough of them by the Game Grumps, and then I played the. I didn't play Apollo Justice, but I played what's it called? Spirit.
Dual Destinies.
Yeah, Dual Destinies. I almost said like Spirit of Justice or something, but yeah.
That is Ace Attorney 6.
Gotcha.
Wait, really? I just made that.
Spirit of Justice is Ace Attorney 6.
I just made that name up. I like.
Gotcha.
It's because Apollo dies and you play as his ghost. Spoilers.
And
What?
Allie, how is
No, they don't even know who Apollo
how was
is.
your Ace Attorney experience?
Hello, I'm Allie, aka Thou Art Angelic. This is my first ever experience with Ace Attorney. I know pretty much nothing about the game. And I am not even playing it myself. I am watching the Games Grumps playthrough, which is taking forever. It's like 4 hours in for the first 2 chapters.
Yeah, they like to talk a lot in that Game Grumps playthrough. That's
They're
for sure.
yappers, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's why I watch YouTube videos at double speed, because I don't got time for all that.
And finally, there's me. I have played the original trilogy and some of Apollo Justice, but I never finished Apollo Justice. So I'm probably right about in the middle of things, I guess I'd say. I don't know.
This is my mind hack to get you to finish Apollo Justice.
Yes, yes. Eventually, if we keep this going, I will finish Apollo Justice and I will have thoughts on it. But
I mean, if we do it every week, it should only be like 3 months from now.
theoretically, we're trying to have this be done every week. We did have 3 people that did not show up to this first one. Maybe they'll trickle in here. I don't know if they realize.
We've never had plans not fall through.
But it's okay because 4 people is a pretty good amount, and I feel like
There's also
we have...
like spoilers. Genuinely, like probably, if you are gonna miss a thing, this is probably the one to miss.
Yeah, that's
What?
fair.
No, I think there's one that's better than... No,
Okay,
maybe
okay.
not.
To be fair, okay, are we starting?
There's some other pretty bad tutorial cases. is what I
To
was
be
thinking.
fair, like this is important because like it introduces like all the main characters, but like I think like even if you just like jump in a random case, like these characters are pretty easy to understand. Like
I think Turnabout Sisters is pretty important. The first Turnabout exists.
Yeah. So just like to clear the air, I guess, and make things clear here. Obviously, we're going to be talking about spoilers for all the cases for during a specific week. This week is just the first Turnabout and Turnabout Sisters, the first 2 cases of the original game, and we'll first start with talking about stuff about the first Turnabout and then Turnabout Sisters, kind of just like in whatever order, whatever things we kind of feel like talking about. We're probably going to move on from the first case pretty quickly because it is very short if you've ever played it, but there's a lot of... I think there's a pretty good amount of stuff to talk about for the second case, so we'll see. But why don't we go ahead and get started on the first case? Would anyone like to start just like with their overall thoughts on the case and I don't know what they thought about it?
I think Larry Butts is precious.
no.
I love him.
Agree.
I like
He is my
Larry
little
Butts.
baby boy. And
I wouldn't
he's
call
the
him
precious in the
precious, but
world.
I do like him.
I really didn't like him in the first case. I mean, I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but like he comes back and that's when I really liked him. But like I think in the first case
What?
he's just not my favorite.
Dang.
The murderer,
Okay.
Harry Butts, comes back.
I don't know. I actually did kind of like him in this first case. I thought, I mean, he's just supposed to be a guy that's like freaking out and stuff. I think
Yeah,
that gimmick that
I
he
don't-
has is
I don't-
kind of funny.
I don't mind Larry Butts in this case. I don't dislike him. I think pretty much everyone in this case is like underwritten because the case is so short. They don't really have a lot of time to do anything. But I like the part at the beginning where you get to decide if you want Larry Butts to how he wants to approach like testifying at the start. That's kind of neat. They don't really do that very often. Dialogue trees.
I also like his some of his expressions and stuff during the chapter as well. I wrote down I really like the first time he's on the stand, he has this little animation where he has an eye twitch that I think is kind of funny. Like he's very kawaii. Really out of his element up there. But also
like that.
Oh yeah.
Top tier.
Yeah. But also during this case we get introduced to a bunch of other characters, namely Phoenix and Mia. What do we think about those people? Any thoughts on their very first case introduction to our protagonist, Phoenix, right?
I think
Onyx Rigby.
I mean, Mia is kind of... I mean, I'll start with Phoenix, but like Phoenix is kind of very... Like, this is him as most... I mean, like, throughout the entire series, he's kind of portrayed as a bit aloof and, like, underprepared, but, like, this is him, like... he's just kind of F it, we ball sort of energy, like... And, like, I mean, he keeps that throughout the series, but, like, I think this is him at, like, his most unprofessional, and it's kind of interesting. Mia is kind of... I mean, wait, Allie, you saw, like... You watched Turnabout Sisters, right? Like...
Yes,
I would say...
we're talking about.
I would say she doesn't... There's not enough in this case to know Mia well enough, but like in the second, like, so she's just kind of like a generic like Obi-Wan tutorial figure in this case.
Obi-Wan sure is a point of comparison.
My thoughts are I like Phoenix in this one. I think he's kind of funny. I think it's also funny how the judge like asks him basic ass questions about the trial almost immediately, like who the defendant and who the victim is.
Have you seen the dialogue you get for getting those wrong, by the way?
I have not.
Oh, I wasn't saying like I didn't like Phoenix. I was just saying like this is him at like his most like uncharacter. Like he's very like unprepared.
That's if you say like,
yeah.
If you say like the victim was Mia like talks about strangling you or something. No. I don't remember what she says, but it's if you say the victim was hung or strangled, then the judge just goes, "If you wish to hang yourself, Mr. Wright, you're fine to, but not inside my courtroom." Wow. And then you can also say the victim's name was Cinder Block, and the judge just goes, "This was a victim of murder, not of ill-conceived naming, Mr. Wright." Which I mean, that really just becomes false later on in the series, where they run out of pun names.
I love Judge.
Jeez. Yeah, I like the judge. It's funny.
I think that...
I just wish the judge was a bit more Canadian, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is a setup for like 9 weeks from now. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Allie, any thoughts on Mia and Phoenix that you'd like to get out?
I definitely feel like their romance and like flirting feels forced, but I feel like I feel that way about most like early relationships in any form of media.
I don't think they were flirting.
They weren't flirting?
I didn't read it. Well, okay. To be fair,
really.
at the end of the case, Mia does... Well, I guess as like a boss, she takes him out.
Yeah, she's his boss.
But...
He's the junior attorney at Fay & Co. Law Offices. I almost called it the wrong name for some mysterious reason.
I totally took it as flirting. That's crazy.
I also think that, like, maybe I'm pretty sure there's a significant age gap between the two of them. Just hard to tell.
Phoenix is like 24 and she's like 28. It's not that big.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought she was like 40s or something. Okay.
No,
That's
she can't
crazy.
be that. She's not that much older than Maya.
I think one of my favorite parts with Mia in this case was at the very end where you save Larry and then he asks me, he like says, "Oh yeah, we should go out to dinner," but then he says that to Mia. Just a classic Larry thing to do.
But
Yeah. My favorite Mia moments in this case are at the very beginning where you can just present the wrong answers and she just gets irritated at you. Almost thinks about bailing from the case, frame one. Classic.
I didn't pick
But,
the wrong option.
there were two other characters in this one introduced as well. We got the guy, Mr. Solid, everybody's favorite first case guy.
Where were you when you stopped
yeah.
sympathizing with Frank Sawit?
Yeah, he's really memorable. I mean,
The game
opening-
he is technically the very first character ever shown in Ace Attorney. So
That is true. Actually, the
killing
first
somebody.
character is Cindy Stone because
I guess
the
yeah.
game starts with a picture of her corpse and then it zooms up onto Solid.
That's
So technically,
fair.
she's the first character, and then Frank Solid, the two most memorable characters in Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Okay,
To be
but what about
fair,
the
I can
Also
remember
memorable?
Cindy Stone's name, which is more than I can say for some Ace Attorney victims. So she's got that going for her.
What were you gonna say, Al?
I was saying the Thinker is also right there in that scene. Very, very memorable character.
That's true. It's a very memorable item. I don't know if I consider it a character, but well, I don't know. It's got some
I wouldn't call it a
He does
character.
say the time, so and that was a big part of the case actually, saying the time. Only other person left to really talk about in this one is the prosecutor, Payne. I think he's kind of a funny guy, but he doesn't really have much character in this one at all. He's very subdued, I'd say, compared to
Yeah.
some of his later
This is a spoiler, Allie, but Payne kind of like. It's a bit of a tradition that like the first case of every game, Payne shows up as the prosecutor, and like he never gets any more development.
I would.
Well, yeah, but
We'll
well,
take it there when we get there.
Huh?
I said we'll get there when we get there.
yeah,
Yeah, I
It's
just-
not always Payne though. It's just always a Payne because there's the British Payne
Oh,
and the
no.
Leighton versus Ace Attorney that
Oh,
we're probably not playing because I don't have access to it. No one does. I mean, well, you know.
but
I mean-
oh yeah.
I will say it's interesting that it starts off like showing you who did the murder.
oh yeah.
I don't know if it'll do that for all future chapters, but like doing it for the first two is a very interesting choice.
They
Yeah.
usually do it for the first chapter, and then not usually. They start. Then the intro is normally like silhouettes or just talking over like black, and it cuts to like things relevant to the case that aren't the killer. It normally does not show the killer in every single case. It just happens to for the first two cases.
That's
Yeah.
so interesting.
It's a little bit weird that they do that, but I guess it's okay.
It definitely makes it easier.
I mean,
It
Yeah.
also
I feel-
like
I feel
in
like the
later
murder
games and
in-
chapters they get a bit tricky with it and like kind of like deceive you.
That's fine.
So like I actually like it when they do that. Where like, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about that, but it's a bit of a subversion, and I kind of like it when they do that.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about that also shows up in like the second case that we can get to when we get to that. But I guess is there anything else in case one that you think you want to get out there?
Yeah, I like how the case fails as a tutorial because you have like two gameplay mechanics in the trial sections. It doesn't even cover pressing at all. So every single press in case one is completely optional, and they're not even like funny. They're just like single lines of dialogue. Come on, that's
Yeah.
like my biggest. Like if you're gonna have a, I understand the need to have a tutorial case, even though Ace Attorney is pretty simple, gameplay wise. It's just a thinky game. But like if you're gonna do it, could you at least like actually cover everything and not have to dedicate the next chapter also to being a tutorial?
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
But
I mean, overall, this case is really short. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
really have too much going for it. I mean, you don't even have an investigation for it at all. It's just the trial. So
there's a fair number of Ace Attorney cases without investigations, but like, I mean, the trial is where the real meat of things is, in my opinion. So I don't particularly mind not having a investigation, especially for something so simple. But like, give me a funny dialogue.
yeah. that's
I do
fair.
like the one statement you can press where Frank Saw just goes, "Sorry about the misunderstanding," and then if you press them, Phoenix just goes, "Well, you just watch it then." There wasn't much point pressing on that one, was there?
I see.
That's like the entire thing.
Fluffy Alley.
It definitely,
Oh.
it definitely is interesting. Like just how it kept divulging into the statue being more and more elaborate. Like figuring out it was a clock is such an interesting plot point. Not what I would have expected. And the fact that it was like 3 hours behind, but technically ahead. I don't know. It's just very intricate, and I really appreciate them starting off
Oh,
with
that reminds
something
Yeah,
that like feels like that.
I do.
That
agree
reminds
with
me,
that.
this is the first time where the Phoenix Wright games taking place in America and the localization screwed them over. Because in the original, it's obviously in Japan. So the victim like went on a trip to America, so it was 9 hours ahead. But then they couldn't do that for America, so she had to go to France.
Yeah, I agree with you though, Allie. I definitely think like there weren't too many objections or anything in this one, but my favorite one was like the stuff about just the fact that there was a time difference for it, the whole having to prove that it was actually the wrong time on the day of the murder.
There's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, not only that many investigations, I mean objections, I really like expected them based on my experience with the other Ace Attorney tutorials. I mean, having played this in like 4 or 5 years, to make a bigger deal of the first like contradiction that you find, but it just kind of happens.
They were pretty nonchalant about it the whole time. Like the judge was like, "Yeah."
I mean, that's pretty typical. The judge seems to not really care that like every single witness just lies in court.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really perjury. Like there is, but it's not. Perjury's weird in the Ace Attorney world.
Yeah. Well, they introduce you to the trial setup, you know. There aren't too many objections and stuff. It's just a tutorial at the end of the day, but I don't know. Any other thoughts on this first case?
I really don't have any. I don't.
My favorite line was when he said, "Mr. saw it," or should I say, "Mr. did it."
Oh yeah, it's also in my notes. It's my favorite line. I wrote the line of all time. It is a very good line.
I'm planning for every single case to pick out my favorite line from them, because you know this is like a very big text-based game.
Yeah, I have my favorite line from case 2 is in the investigation day 2, but we'll get there later.
I guess I'm bad at book clubs. I didn't write things down.
It's all good. It's all good. You don't have to write things down. I'm just for my own posterity, you know, so I can remember things.
Yeah, I have notes also.
But all right. I mean, there's a lot more to talk about in this. I don't think we want to stay too long on the first case. Why don't we move over to talking about the second case now? And actually, I had forgotten to read out my little snippet here of just a summary of the case before we had started. But I guess I'll do that now for this one. So the second case is Turnabout Sisters, and basically in this case, after Mia Fey is killed, her sister Maya becomes the prime suspect, and Phoenix steps up to defend her. This case introduces investigation elements and also the main rival lawyer of Phoenix, Miles Edgeworth. Ooh. All right.
It introduces like the entire main cast of Ace Attorney 1.
Yeah. Yeah, Fluffy, go ahead.
Completely, like, this isn't like a relevant. I just think it's kind of funny that in I'm pretty sure like they never call the prosecutor a lawyer. Like in these games, like they're always like a lawyer is only what the defense can be.
Well, I think I read once, I might be making this up, but like the localization said that was deliberate, so people didn't get confused.
I know, but it's just kind of funny.
I mean, yeah, they are always like propped up as the antagonists to the defendant.
I mean, not the antagonist, but more just kind of like
they are antagonists.
I don't know. I mean, I would say in this first trial, it really feels like they're actively working against like you to make sure that you can't do anything.
I was just talking more of like a translation thing where like there are plenty of opportunities for Phoenix. Like, I'm a lawyer, unlike that Edgeworth guy. I don't know. I don't think he actually, but like, yeah.
That's fair.
But they are both lawyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm a fan of this case. I mean, it's not super long or anything, longer than some other cases can get in the past, but I thought the whole setup for it was good, and the trials were fun. So I'm a fan of it, I'd say.
I think that day 1 of the case is good, and I think that the second day of investigations is good. I think it just really falls apart on the last trial day, and then it just ends on a bad note. And I did not like the case as a result.
We'll talk some more about the ending of it later. What about you, Allie, though? What did you think of this case?
Well, first, I was going to say for the lawyer thing, it is, at least for the first 2 cases, is being murdered. Like, one side is defending a single person and the other side is prosecuting that single person. So they're not like a lawyer for anyone. So maybe that's part of the distinction.
It's still an attorney. You're a prosecuting attorney when you're doing the job of the state.
Yeah, you're literally a lawyer. Like, you need to, like, a lawyer is not like it's like, how do you say? Like, it would be like saying, like, only the main, like, only the guy playing Luke Skywalker is an actor. Everyone, like, I don't know. Like, everyone is still an actor, if that makes, I don't know.
Well,
It's hard to think of an analogy. It's just that he's literally a lawyer. He's just not, like, defending
I
anyone.
went to law high school like everyone else.
oh,
Oh,
Um,
I can't wait to
but-
make fun of that in like half a year.
I did like the case overall. It again through the playthrough I was watching, it felt like it took for frickin' ever. But I really liked all of the different characters it introduced and just the plot generally. And introducing the different types of evidence that you can use, I thought was really interesting. Like with the floor plan, and how that came up multiple times. I thought that was so neat.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't we just get into all of the characters in this case, because there were a whole lot of characters introduced that are extremely important to a lot of other Ace
Yeah,
Attorney things.
Bellboy is like a staple of the series.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm the bellboy.
So why don't
I
we
really
just... I'm just going to go down a list here of characters, and if you have a thought about them, go ahead and say it. So first one, probably the most important, Maya Fey.
How old is she? Like
She's 17 in Ace Attorney 1.
17. Okay. I was the whole time I could only imagine her as like a 13-year-old. Again, because of the playthrough I'm watching, they like voiced her as the tiniest like little baby, like an infant.
Didn't they give her like a gremlin voice?
Kind of,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting how that's like changing my perception on things, because I would hope that she was older than that.
I mean, she is kind of a baby in this one. You know, I don't want to say she has like some of her quirks that she has in some of the later games in this one so far. She's framed for murder.
She doesn't really do too much because she's the defendant, so she's stuck in jail for 90% of the case.
Mean, she's not even really friends with Phoenix at the on the first day, really.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't even want him to defend her. So
I think it's to the detriment of the case that Phoenix doesn't have anyone to play off with in the investigation segments. Because I think the dynamic is a lot better when there's a wacky guy there with Phoenix to say something stupid, which is the typical investigation dynamic.
He needs his silly girl.
He does.
The next character introduced in this chapter is April May. I described her as the boob lady.
She is the boob lady.
I hate
She's
her.
the one who actually
Cat girl?
Yeah.
I
Sees the murder happen in the window across in the hotel across. That's kind of interesting.
Kenny, did you play Ace Attorney?
Oh no.
I take that. Oh right, they can just watch. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, but I think April May is kind of funny. She has an eye twitch like Larry in the first trial, and some of her sprites, which I think is funny. So
yeah, April May and like Frank Solid are like the archetypical Ace Attorney witnesses, where they're just like obviously shifty and hiding something, and they go like ballistic during the trial, which is always fun.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
She's not the killer. She's just kind of a person who's working for the killer and just obscures information because of that, which is not really a super interesting reason to lie. I like the witnesses with a bit more setup than that, and she's not really the deepest character. I don't know. She's fine. She's like a character.
I guess that's more of a complaint once Red comes up, but she's I don't know. I didn't really. I kind of actively don't like her. But the point I was gonna say is I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I think her and Larry are some of the more like have very anime inspired like animations, and I don't like they kind of like don't have many other characters with that. Like I think they kind of drop that as even the game goes on. Like I'm pretty sure it's just those two. Like I can't.
there are some pretty wacky characters in this series.
No, I meant like they have like very like
specific
stereotypical like anime reaction sprites is what I was trying to say.
That's fair.
Like I think Lotta has one where she like balls her eyes out, but like besides that, like it's just I don't know, it's just kind of interesting because those two are very anime inspired, where like I don't think many other characters have that.
I see. What about you, Allie?
That's it.
For April, oh,
If you have any thoughts on
she
her.
is adorable. She's so
Really?
like, she's crazy in like such a hot way. Like
Oh.
honestly, I don't know. She's won my heart a little bit, but as a character, I feel like yeah, she was pretty plain. It's like it's her job.
She's
It's
a
like,
very specific, yeah, sort of.
Her hotel room does establish
It's a
the series
specific
long.
and it is playing in my favor.
Oh yeah, I wrote in my notes that her hotel room does establish a series long running thing where Phoenix only knows 2 types of flowers. It's like a reoccurring bit in a Phoenix dialogue. And it was first, if you look at the potted plant, I look at literally everything in Ace Attorney, that's the way I play. And I wrote that because I remember that's a running gag in Ace Attorney that Phoenix only knows like tulips and one other type of flower, and like he just like talks about it when you look at her potted plant.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I'll need to remember that for other
I wasn't aware.
I do think her testimony was my favorite of the lot. I think it was very fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. That I mean, I kind of agree with Goomb as well that the second day is not as good as the first day.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of
I have a
objections and
lot to
stuff,
talk
so-
about when we get to Red.
Yeah, I do think I do agree that April May has the best testimony section of all the witnesses in the first case.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't awful to have like the second out of 4 witnesses have the best one. If it was like the first one, you'd have a bigger problem.
Also,
I think.
if it's not obvious, I am going in the order of like characters being introduced right now. So,
Gumshoe. When we talk
next
about
up is Gumshoe. Next up
Yes!
is
Whoa!
Gumshoe.
I
He's
freaking love
funny, and I love when he gets chewed out by Edgeworth, and I think he makes a really strong first impression in this case.
Genuinely, Gumshoe might be like, I'm gonna say like top 3 Ace Attorney characters. I love him so much.
Yeah.
Like he's just like his name, his like theme, his the fact that like I don't even know like how much he gets paid like by the end of the series. Like, he's gotten his like so many like pay docs.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Allie? What's your thoughts on Gumshoe?
He is a funny little guy.
Oh wait, never mind.
Definitely, I guess I didn't expect him to be a recurring character, but looking into like how long certain chapters are and accidentally seeing a little bit more information than I meant to, seeing him appear in like every one was surprising. But I'm excited to learn more about him. His name is funny.
Agreed.
He's again one of those that fits a very specific type of character that I greatly enjoy. It's very, I don't know.
I feel like he's like the
Yeah, I'm a big
comic
fan.
relief in a cast of like almost all comic kind of relief characters, but
Yeah, he's like
he's
such a
even more
classic
so.
actor,
Yeah.
and it's I don't know, it's comforting in a way.
Do you think that like with the name like Gumshoe, like it's like Riddler Goon, like oh gee, I wonder what job he'll get in the future, like like
Yeah.
becoming a like.
What about
It'd
you?
be kind of
Goomb?
awkward if he was just like a bagger or something and his name is Gumshoe.
I like Gumshoe. Sorry for my audio becoming randomly worse. My cat's turned off my computer by walking on top of the power button.
Figures.
What do they have to? What do they think about Dick?
I don't think they care about Detective Gumshoe. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they have any perception of who he
Well,
is.
what do you think of Detective Gumshoe?
I like Gumshoe as a character. I don't really like him in this case. I've always found him weirdly unsympathetic. I think it's because you get to see how crappy the investigation is.
That's fair.
Yeah, what are they doing?
He just he walks in and then finds the receipt. That's like the entire investigation. It's just immediately over.
No,
Arrest the
that's a
youngest
good point.
sister.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about the because we all have. I mean, especially you, Goomb, we already have sort of notions about these characters because we've seen them in other things.
Yeah.
Just re-experiencing like their first introductions is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And I think that Gumshoe gets better appearances in Ace Attorney 1 than the rest of the cases. I just think he has a weak first one, which is unfortunate because I do like him. I wouldn't say he's my favorite detective, but he's a good character.
Yeah, I definitely didn't like him at the very beginning, but he grew on me a lot as time went on during the case.
Let's get like a Game Grumps
his first
specific
testimony
question.
is important to have the updated autopsy report thing. That's an important Edgeworth moment, an important Gumshoe moment because it characterizes him as being incompetent.
Oh yeah.
That's a good part of a testimony. I like that. I like that. I guess I can talk about that more later, though, because there's other things I like about that too. I think that's a really solid moment from day one.
Yeah, Gumshoe is like very at least in like the cases he shows up in this game, very like hostile, but like ineffective at like actually like I mean, he's like hostile and be like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Okay, what are you gonna do?
He doesn't really
nothing.
know Phoenix. He doesn't really know Phoenix yet. So.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna. I don't think. Have you played all the cases or watched them yet? Probably not. But it is like, I don't know. I like. It's interesting seeing his development change.
Speaking of things that change in regards to Gumshoe, I decided to count how many times he gets his salary cut, and on day one of the trial, he gets his salary cut 3 times.
Wow.
Wait. Okay. So wait. I have a funny little thing we can do. So what year does this take place? It takes place in the future, right?
It's like 2016.
Okay, 2016.
Yeah, I think it is 2016 because if I remember correctly, I looked up when Maya's birthday was, and she was born in 1999.
I think this will be a fun little thing to track. So, are we gonna say it takes place in LA or Tokyo?
I believe in Japanifornia, so it takes place in LA.
No, just pick one. So LA.
That's what I said.
Okay. Let's see if Google can say salary of police detective in LA. At least going by Indeed. I'm too lazy to I'm too lazy to find out the 2016, but it's about, if you're rounding up, $150,000. And so I think it'd be funny if we like start at $150,000, and then like every time he mentions he gets a pay cut, we can like just keep track of how much he's getting.
Well, we don't know how much is being cut by, but
well, we can like we'll just make up a percentage like each time he mentions
$1,000.
Yeah, no. How about 10,000?
10,000.
Like,
Jesus.
How much is he making in the first place?
150,000.
I think like after Ace Attorney 1, Gumshoe would start having to pay to go to work.
Yeah.
Well, no, we can keep doing that. Like, see how much in debt he get. Like.
Okay. Well, you'll be in charge of that, Fluffy. I'll let you
Okay, so how many times did he get his pay cut?
Apparently 3 in the first chapter.
Okay, he's already down to 120,000.
Yeah, I might have missed some pay cuts. I might miss some because some of them are an optional dialogue, but
well, now
you can optionally lower his pay more.
But let's do 5. Okay, let's do 5,000 because like this is gonna go down really quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we move on with characters then? Bellboy. Put that introduction of the Bellboy in this chapter. My thoughts on him are that I really liked his bit about turning the hotel into an attraction after the murder happened. I loved that part about him.
That is a legendary Ace Attorney 1 bit. It's one of my favorite bits from Ace Attorney 1.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the phone where he spoke to the like it's the most like no one cares.
The Gatewater Hotel, Murder Manor, or whatever he says.
I never got that pun until like when I played this game like in high school at first, and I didn't get that, but now it's like, oh, that's so stupid.
Yeah. What about you, Allie? What do you think about the Bellboy?
Smash instantly.
Yeah.
He no. He is hilarious. No, the amusement park bit is definitely the high point there. Fuck, there was something else I was going to say, but I'll see if it comes back around to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So the Game Boy Advance Ace Attorney games, which are the first 3, they're definitely a lot more willing to have like these extremely minor characters who don't really do anything except for like generally show up in investigations, like the Bellboy. I think that's probably just because making 3D models is a lot more expensive than making sprites.
Yeah.
So they kind of stopped doing that as the series got older. But I have positive opinions of like basically all of them. I really like the minor nobodies who just show up and like maybe have a testimony, just give like one piece of information to Phoenix, then disappear. And the Bellboy is the first one of those, so he's already pretty cool in my book. But then he has just a really funny bit of like we were talking about, capitalizing on the single murder that took place in a nearby building.
Yeah.
I remembered what I was going to say. in his defense, it is like the most exciting thing that's probably ever happened to him. So I would probably also be planning like what attraction can we make out of this? How can we profit off of this somehow?
Fair.
And being so excited to make what was it called? An affidavit, like to like help push the case further. It's I don't know, just such an interesting plot point for his
You
character.
call me the bellboy who swore the affidavit.
Yeah, he's got
did
the
like-
bit
I
and
really
he does
love
it
that.
well.
I did like the
Okay,
bit where he
that was
seems
like
to
in
know
the
more
running
about
for
being a
favorite line
lawyer.
of this case, but there is a line I like more that is unfortunately an optional dialogue, so I might have been the only person to know it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's a bit of foreshadowing for later. But
What were you gonna say, Fluffy?
I do like kind of like with the whole affidavit thing. It's kind of funny. Like he seems to know a bit more about lawyering than freaking Phoenix does.
What's evidence?
Phoenix does not give a good first impression. Like he actually like went to lawyer school like during these first few cases.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to another big character, I'd say, like huge character here. Marvin Grossberg. What a guy.
I like Marvin a lot.
Any thoughts on Marvin?
I'm trying to remember who that is. Is that the bald guy?
That's
he's
the,
the big-
that's
he's
the
the-
big
he's-
guy
he's-
with the mustache.
He's the big fat guy that Dan makes very Jewish.
Yeah.
he goes,
The painting. He's
at
got the painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has this beautiful
he's
painting.
got like a really rich
No.
office and stuff.
I really wanted to like him, but like hearing that like he was gonna be their like last resort, it's like if you're ever in trouble, go to this man and he'll help our family out. And then he's a fucking dick. Like he's
Hey,
yeah,
His
no
his name
lawyers
is
could
called
take in that
Age
case
Regret
right mind.
Retribution for a reason.
Yeah.
So it was so upsetting, and having a stinky painting, yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. He's a funny guy. He's
I-
Hey,
good.
that painting
He's
is
funny
awesome.
though, yeah.
I think he's an important character because he kind of represents like, how do you say, the old way of lawyering, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like, and to contrast with people like Mia or Phoenix, yeah. Oh, also, like, I think we should talk about Mia again. Like, I don't know if she's on your list, but like, she's a much different character. Like, or she actually like gets a lot more characterization in this chapter than like she did in the tutorial.
Yeah, I mean, we
That
can
she
talk
did when
about
she
it.
was alive.
I just wrote
Like,
down
yeah.
characters that were first introduced in the cases. So as
Yeah,
it
like-
goes
like-
on, like less and less of people are going to show up. But...
I know, it's just like I feel like we should talk about her again. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to talk about?
I do have a bit of a complaint where like I don't know, I get the impression like a lot of times she kind of someone else talk.
No.
The Switch is on my bed.
Oh, no, you're good. Okay.
I'm not taking you to Dairy Queen.
Well, we can talk about Mia some a little bit later,
No,
but
Oh,
I'm not taking you. I don't want to go to Dairy
No.
Queen.
big Mia fan out
this
here.
is so sad. Okay. Well, how about we move on to somebody that's maybe slightly more important than Marvin Grossberg. And that is Miles
I never
Edgeworth.
even talk about Marvin Grossberg.
Oh, sorry.
Everyone-
Okay, you go, Marvin.
Because Marvin Grossberg is the source of the best line in Ace Attorney Turnabout Sisters.
Oh, I see. Well, are you okay? You want to say that now, or do we want to leave that until like?
I mean, I guess I say my bit now.
Okay.
But maybe we could wait.
do you want to build up the pressure for it or no?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't say it. Phoenix thinks it,
Okay,
but it's in response to like talking to him.
I see. All right. Well, let's talk about a slightly more important character then, Miles Edgeworth.
What?
Guy.
Only slightly?
This is the introduction of Miles Edgeworth. Probably one of the most important characters in at least this first game and the preceding games. I gotta say, I don't really like Miles Edgeworth in this one.
I
What?
think that's the point.
He's kind of like, he's way too mean, and I do think some of the funnier stuff starts to show in like near the end of the trial for sure, especially some of his interactions with Gumshoe. But man, he's brutal in this one.
He just
Yeah,
has
they-
to be right.
Yeah.
Edgeworth is one of the more brutal prosecutors in general, even like past Ace Attorney 1, which I think a lot of people tend to forget about.
Yeah.
Because they're like, ooh, Phoenix X Edgeworth ship. Edgeworth is so kind and nice, and that is not true at all.
Yeah, he was terrible in this one. Not like as like he was just terrible with Phoenix, I guess. But...
I think that's the point, though. Like, he's not supposed. Like, I think you're like, I think you're actively like supposed to dislike him at the start.
I agree with Fluffy. I do think you're not meant to like Edgeworth.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, I think that a lot of the like if you just jump in blind, like I never liked Edgeworth to start with. I mean, like in the first case, like if we only went by this case, I would not like him, which is the point. I mean, he's a good character in that like he's implied to be corrupt with like the whole autopsy thing and like very aggressive, but like I don't think he's supposed to be liked, which is why. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah.
Hey, at least the updated autopsy report thing is like, it's on the up and up by Ace Attorney law.
Yeah, that might be like one of the most like brazen evidence tampering in like the entire.
I said that was on the up and up. That's A-okay according to my understanding of Ace Attorney law.
Fair enough.
Because there is no discovery phase.
I mean, is that like? I don't know enough about Japan, but like, do they have a discovery phase as well?
I don't know.
What about you, Allie? What do you think of Miles Edgeworth in his first appearance in this chapter? Or case?
Yeah, it definitely is the toxic yaoi that I signed up for. He is not nice at all. Definitely comical with the gumshoe stuff, but yeah, he's a little cutthroat. But I'm here for it. And also excited to see that he's a recurring character. He's got definitely most of the personality of anyone. Also a smash, but
yeah.
It's I was confused about the evidence. Was it genuinely just a gumshoe mistake that like they did have a different autopsy, or was there only one autopsy? And
there was a second autopsy done between Phoenix getting the original autopsy report and the day of court, because Edgeworth realized the same thing that Phoenix does when he presents the autopsy, so he ordered a second one done to boost his case.
Also,
so it's not forged. It's not fake. It's just a second autopsy.
Yeah, but he did it in like the most scummy way possible, and like there's also the like the fact that it's unclear, I think, is like not a sign of bad writing, because I'm pretty sure there is like a dialogue where he says, "Oh yeah, he plants evidence." So, like, yeah.
Very beginning, they do mention that.
So, yeah.
I just couldn't tell if that was actually placing evidence, because it seemed like they did just do a second autopsy report. But I don't know if he was like holding them at gunpoint. Like, you will say that she was alive for several more minutes.
I think it's supposed to be ambiguous.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah. What about you, Goomb?
I think Edgeworth in Turnabout Sisters is pretty good. Edgeworth in general, I like his animations a lot. I like I just like him as a prosecutor. I think the best prosecutors like toe the line between complete jerk and reasonable opposition, and I think he does that pretty well in general. Where it's like he doesn't just spend the entire case antagonizing you; he actually does try to like reason things out.
Yeah.
Although, I did not like day 2 of this case.
He's not like a completely insane person or anything, but we'll get some more at the end of the case. Okay. I figured I'd mention it because I guess technically this is a character, but I kind of doubt anybody has anything to say about them. Misty Faye was introduced in this case.
I mean, you could say she was introduced.
Yeah.
She was like mentioned once.
She was here.
You can see a picture of her.
Like relevant to the I figured I would mention her because you can see a picture of her, but like that's about it. I don't know.
You can carry the picture around and not do anything
Fluffy,
with it because
Allie,
it's not.
Do you even have anything to say about this person or no?
I didn't. I kind of forgot, honestly.
Smash.
Okay.
I think it's interesting that they have the frickin' like Tears of the Kingdom secret zones, like as like a family thing.
That's true. That is a mechanic that was introduced. Well, maybe not a mechanic, but just a thing that happens. In this case.
And so I guess it's just maybe a common shape, but it's interesting. It's like, oh, it's their special thing, you know, with their family, and them being like a line, a genealogy of what is it, like seers, spiritual
mediums.
I don't know, mediums. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
So-
that
Weirdos.
is interesting. Not weirdos.
Yeah, so
but their story's
so-
so tragic.
I mean, like, Maya is, like, really small, and in this chapter she gets in trouble with the law, so she is a small medium at large.
True.
A small medium at large.
Oh, wow.
It happened.
Really great setup.
But yeah, their story's really sad. Like,
Oh, it gets
Maya
worse.
losing
If you
everyone in
think-
her freaking life.
If you think it's
Oh, yeah,
bad
there's-
now.
Well, let's
How
just
does
keep
she
it.
have more
Let's just keep it within these.
Okay,
cases.
sorry.
There's the very,
Um,
very sad optional dialogue you can get if you show Maya her phone while she's in jail.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. You should see it if you play this case.
Okay, but
It's-
final character here, and then I guess this can just also open us up to any like final sort of case things as well. I guess going through characters in this case is probably a good way to go through things. But Red White, the main guy.
Oh,
I guess technically he was one
oh.
of the first people we saw, but we don't really like know anything about him until.
I genuinely despise Rick White. Like, not in like a he's a bad character, but he's bad writing. I don't like him at all.
Really?
Yeah, no.
So for me
How's that?
personally, I don't think like the. I think Red White is okay, actually. He's very like evil. He doesn't really isn't really like redeemable at all. But I don't know. I guess that's kind of interesting. I also like his gimmick with the words and stuff that he does. I actually found that kind of funny. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much most of my thoughts for him. What about you guys think?
He's very flamboyant.
Yes, exactly.
My thing with Red White is like they did a really bad job. Like, besides like him literally showing up at the start of the case, there's not really any sort of indication that like not even him specifically, but that like anyone else is involved besides like oh crap, I'm
The
forgetting her
two
name.
glasses on the table. And he
Yeah,
checked in
but
the
like
hotel room.
I just feel like it should have like I don't know. I just feel like there should have been a bit more hints about like maybe mention like oh miss like oh, fuck what's her name big
I feel
boob
like there was a
lady.
lot of hints
April
that it was
May.
Red White.
No,
But she's
no,
investigating him.
no. It's just that like it feels like all his mentions only show up at the second thing.
I don't really
CEO
mind that.
That
I
April May works at.
Yeah, I'm not saying like I need like a whole thing. I just kind of like I wish there was like one or two more dialogue things that mentioned like, oh, this is where she like works or something like that, or like I don't know.
I don't really mind that Red White isn't really introduced until day 2 as like a concept. I think there has to be some reason for you to have an investigation on the second day. And so I think, oh, who is this person that Bellboy was like trying to hide the existence of on the case of Edgeworth is like a good hook for a second day of investigation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not saying like he needs like a full introduction. I just think like he needed like one or two more hints, if that makes sense. But I mean, it's the classic thing where he like presents the evidence and like beats the crap out of him. But it wasn't as bad as I remembered it being, honestly. Like I thought I had like a much bigger like.
Well, I have some stuff to say about the actual way that the case ends, but somebody else wants to talk some more about Red, White, and stuff before we get to that. Feel free.
So I've always had like really mixed feelings about Red White as a character because I think he's funny. That's the first thing we need to establish. I do think he's very funny. He's probably the funniest character in the case. He's not my favorite. The Bellboy's my favorite, but that's just because I don't think the person who killed Mia Fey should be such a funny character. I think they really failed at that.
You know what?
He should be more serious. He has actual serious like effects on the entire series, and it's just like a buffoon. in court, who like can't do anything and relies on Edgeworth the entire time to do anything for him.
Yeah, as the president of like an information company, he does seem a little bit of too much of a buffoon, I'd say.
It also like I think it also like makes Grossberg a worse character because like he's like this is who you're scared of. like
What?
Huh?
I don't know. They try to make him intimidating because he's like, "Oh, I control the courts." Blah 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 blah. I'll make you the defendant for no reason. It's just like it completely fails for me at least to make him like. I don't know. I have an axe to grind against like the ending of this case in case you can't tell.
Yeah.
But I think it really the case just starts to fall apart once you get to that Phoenix grabs the clippings about the suicides from Mia's office. He goes up to Red White's office. He's like, "Oh, Mr. White, I know you're blackmailing people. Here's evidence I have." And he's just like, "I will beat you up and take that evidence." No! What did I think was going to happen? I'm Phoenix Wright. It's such a dumb scene. I really just like that scene.
Does he take the evidence though?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He punches you in the nose, I think.
Yeah, he punches you. He punches you. He calls the police to the office to put you in jail, and he takes the evidence from you.
Yeah,
I thought you still.
I think the fact that all of a sudden Phoenix is just the defense, like I don't know. I really don't like that.
I guess I just don't really know if I 100% agree because I feel like they needed to find a reason for him to actually want to go to trial in the first place. Like they kind of built him up as like, I mean, he was even saying himself like, I don't have to go if I don't want to, so I just won't. So they needed to get something to like have Phoenix show him, so then he'd be like, fine, I guess I'll go to trial. Which I mean, you know, it's just not really.
I don't really know why he goes to trial in the first place.
It's not really a great way to have it to be in that situation in the first place. Like we got to come up with some reason for why he would go to trial. But I guess if they needed something like that, it's fine as something like that. But like once he actually gets to trial, it's like, wow, this guy kind of is like, he's a loser. He can't really do anything.
Yeah.
Edgeworth has to do everything for him, basically.
Imagine if this is a later Ace Attorney game and you could turn over the evidence in the court in the court record yourself. Like if this was made for the DS, so it had the 3D evidence models, you could just turn over the receipt like frame 1.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, really, I think the biggest problem with this trial for me is the way that it actually ended. I kind of feel like it's a bit of a cop-out for Phoenix to just like show him a list of names and then for him to be like, I give up. I don't know.
Hey, let's not mischaracterize this. Mia shows him the list of names.
Well,
Phoenix is just the vessel to transfer those list of names.
That's fair.
That is another thing where like I kind of like, I don't know.
It's a little bit of a lame way to end the whole thing.
They need to do a better job at like, I mean, they need like implying like they can fix it, but like I feel like a lot of times it kind of feels like Phoenix is just doing a really bad job, and then Mia shows up out of nowhere, and he like, I don't know, it kind of like diminishes Phoenix.
Happens
and,
more
like,
than once.
Oh, no.
Well,
it's I just like writing. She becomes less of a crutch as it goes on, but like in these early cases, like it's just like, oh no, how do we solve?
Alive. Like, why do they have to kill her? They have
No, genuinely, she. I don't get why they killed her when she just shows up so often. It's kind of, I don't know. I just, okay, I guess this was
like,
going back to
maybe.
This is going back to the Mia thing, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I just have like, I don't know, like, why even kill her if she just keeps doing this? It's not, I don't know. I think it's both bad for her and for Phoenix. Like, if you're gonna like kill off the mentor, have them stay dead, or like have this be like a once thing. Which again, we're not supposed to talk about other cases, but like, yeah, I don't know.
I think it would have been kind of hard to have her still be around, but like have Phoenix still be like the protagonist. I don't know.
I'm not like saying like it would have been better if she was alive, but like if you're like, I'm not saying like I think it'd be better if she was alive, but more just.
I think it'd be better if she was dead.
Yeah, honestly, genuinely, like that show, like there's a reason that's like a trope in like the hero's journey. The mentor dies. Like, I don't know.
Or like she just
I don't
comes back that
mind
one
the
time to
spirit
save his
channeling
life
stuff.
because he was literally failing the trial.
Yeah.
Like, that's a reasonable way for a mentor to come back, and then they're like gone forever.
I mean, like, to be
I
fair,
never-
like, huh?
I don't really mind the spirit channeling stuff in the Ace Attorney trilogy. I do think when it's done well, it shows that it's just another case of like last minute evidence turning up, which happens a lot in Ace Attorney through other varieties of happenings.
That's annoying.
Yeah, the
But,
spirit channeling thing it's just kind of something that you just kind of have to accept that it happens, you know.
It's like the one magic thing in Ace Attorney,
Yeah.
spirit channeling. And I think that spirit channeling being in the series is very good for it overall because it leads to some really good moments later on.
I know.
I believe you.
I mean, yeah. What, Allie, as somebody that didn't know anything about Ace Attorney, what did you think? Did that like take away from the case for you at all that it happened, or you like fine? with it?
I think only because it happened last minute, and especially hearing that it's like gonna happen more. That's like, like it's. I also feel like it was kind of confusing with how they did it. Like, is it Maya herself that then becomes her sister? Like she gets like
Yes.
possessed. Okay.
At the end, like it is Mia, but like wearing Maya's clothes.
Okay. Things kept changing. It was so confusing.
Yeah.
So, yes,
Maya's like
and-
complete identity and body is overwritten by whoever she's channeling. That's
Yes.
how it works.
that is the boobies of a 5-year-old. I mean, not
So,
5-year-old, 17-year-old.
I would-
I would say it's Mia's body technically.
I think it's weird that her body changes, but I prefer that to like Ghost, I guess, like being a medium and bringing that element of it into it, especially because it's a lineage of mediums as well.
Yeah.
I think that's an important part of the story, so it wouldn't be it without it. But yeah, definitely is interesting. It's like, oh, okay, this isn't just a lawyer game. This is also more of a story.
Yeah. I understand what they were going for with the ending, where like, oh, the master blackmailer is blackmailed himself and that leads to him admitting to his crimes, but it just does not work.
Yeah, just the
Like-
way that they do it. It's just like, here's a
It's a
list
little
of
too
names.
easy.
I give up. And that's
Yeah, I
that's
don't
what it feels
understand
like.
why having a list of names of people he blackmailed like makes him give up in the first place. Like he was pretty blatant, like, oh, the judge, I have dirt on you in the middle of the courtroom. He seems to not really care. So
Yeah, like what if Red White had just decided, I don't really care. The Phoenix is screwed.
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of hinges on him just giving up because of that. So
I don't find it very believable. It's another reason I have very mixed feelings about Red White. I would lean towards negative overall on him. I just wish that somebody who has such a major impact on the series was like a more serious character, I think.
yeah, that's fair.
Because like I think you can have serious killers with comedic elements, but he just feels like a joke the entire time.
Mm.
Like one of the first things he says during the trial is that my friends call me Blanco Nino.
Yeah, he like turned into an entirely different person during the trial. Like, what the fuck was that? He had such a cool, like, evil build up. And then as soon as, he starts bursting out in Spanish. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's the stress of it all. And
I like the Blanco Nino bit.
I just like
Really?
his whole wording bit in general.
Oh, I like
It's
his
kinda funny.
I like his word bit as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Serendipitous so fabulously.
Yeah.
Yeah, to quote famous YouTuber, the regular Pat, I always find the fragrant misuse of words very funny.
Mm. Yeah, he's not a great character, but he's got some good parts, I suppose. At least in terms of writing.
Yeah. Speaking of good parts in terms of writing, I'm talking my favorite moment from Ace Attorney 2 or Ace Attorney 1, Case 2.
Yeah, so I guess at this
About
point
this-
we can just kind of talk about whatever we feel like with the case.
Well, it also has to do with Red White.
His design is cool. I like his design.
Red White's design?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
he's very colorful, and they did not hold back with being a wacky, colorful guy.
I can agree with that.
Like-
I mean, he matches like
Again,
April
very
May,
flamboyant.
kind of, so.
Do you think like he was
Okay.
supposed to be gay coded, or is it more just like a
well, I think
rich
Goomb should
asshole,
say his
sorta?
line.
Oh,
Oh yeah, baby. You know what I'm
Alright,
talking
go.
about.
Yeah.
So, this is the most important detail of my favorite part from Ace Attorney 1, Case 2. During the investigation, day 2, when you're talking to Grossberg about the painting that Red White took from him as a collateral for blackmail, there's a pretty great dialogue tree that has to do with his relationship to Red White, and one of the many things that you can say about them is Red White is your lover, and that's just one of my favorite bits from Ace Attorney 1, unironically. Just Grossberg becoming extremely flustered because you're randomly accusing him of being in a relationship with the man who's been blackmailing him for years.
I know what you've been doing with Red White.
You gave him this painting as a symbol of your undying love. And then there's two different ways that you can present that theory. I did the wrong one when I was playing for myself, where Phoenix just goes, "Darn, I guess they weren't lovers," or something like that. Or no, he thinks, "I knew it, you were lovers," and then Grossberg just goes, "No, my boy." But there's the superior way to do that dialogue tree, which is where a favorite line Ace Attorney 1 comes from, where Grossberg like admonishes Phoenix for even thinking such a thing, and Phoenix just goes, "I guess I was wrong, but it felt so right." Which is like
Phoenix is
amazing. That's
such
my
an
favorite
idiot.
line.
I love him.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say, I think, I mean, already within these first two cases, I feel like the writing is already really good in these games. I did laugh a decent amount in these ones, so. And I liked that bit with Phoenix accusing Grossberg and White of being lovers. So,
That's such a good bit. I love that bit so much.
yeah. Anything else about...
Definitely.
yeah.
Sorry. I think the painting, like, transferring over, I think that was one of the cooler things to, like, realize, even though it's such, like, an obvious one, and it's kind of impossible to miss. Like, noticing that, like, when you're scrolling between, like, the different, like, rooms that you could visit to investigate, I think was so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely what I would want to see.
I like that
something
happened
like
in the middle of the investigation.
Oh, yeah. Like, you
Yeah,
find out
yeah.
that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helps, I don't know, it makes it feel like a live story that you are a part of.
I think it's paced really well too, where the painting bit where you go into Grossberg's office day one, you see the giant painting, you have a little conversation with him about it. Then on day two, you go into Grossberg's office, he's not there, and there's just a giant blank spot on the wall, and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
And
what?
you see it again
the
later in the investigation. That's just good. And then also, you talk to Red White about the painting, if he just goes, "That painting, it's beautiful." That's a dialogue option I chose.
I do think it's kind of funny, like how like it sticks out so much in Red White's like office.
Yeah,
Like it is a completely different vibe, and I just like.
But he just took it because he can. So.
Yeah, I like it. Like in a weird way, like the contrast is like good. It's just kind of like funny to me in a weird way.
Yeah.
I have a question about the painting. Did
Say red blue, and that's not at all his name. The colors are mixing me up.
Red white.
Red white, a blue corp.
See, blue core.
Corp. It's core if it's English is funny, but if it's it's core if it's army related. If it's a company, it's corp.
Oh,
Yeah.
because it's a corporation. God damn.
Yeah. If it's like if we're talking about the Marine Corps, yes, it's pronounced. It's so stupid. I don't like English. But in that like particular thing, it's corp. It's corp. Even though there's no way to tell, it's corp.
Did Red White say that it was worth more than Grossberg did in the first place?
I don't remember.
I'm
but-
pretty sure he did. I think he said 2 to 3 million, and then Red White said 4 to 5 million, or something like that.
I remember him mentioning something about like something in his office being worth a lot.
I have to admit, I wasn't paying too much attention about like what they were saying about the painting, because I was just excited to start shipping them together.
Red White
Who's
who?
Red
Grossberg?
White and Grossberg.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the blackmail.
Yeah. Well, we actually know what the blackmail is.
I know, but like.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's a toxic yaoi in this case.
It is.
Not Phoenix.
Now Red White's going away to
could be
jail
one of them.
forever,
That
so
is
he'll be
true.
separated from his Pookie. This is so sad.
Yeah.
His hemorrhoid Pookie.
I like that the nude men flexing statues in Red White's office are apparently modeled after him, according to
they're
him.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the money.
Yeah.
Well, other stuff in this chapter, or just these cases I like to talk about, I feel like the music is already really good. Like the music for the trials and also just like the investigations in general.
I wish they played Turnabout Sisters Serenade more in the case literally called Turnabout Sisters, but they played a couple of times, I guess.
As much as I like trial music that shows up in other games, I gotta say the Ace Attorney 1 like normal trial music is just too iconic. Just they hit it out of the park. And they hit it out of the park like the very first one at that. So props there. I think also case 2 is the first time we ever hear Maya's theme, which I really like. So
It is. Because it's the first time Maya shows up.
yeah.
Turnabout Sisters Serenade is also the sad remix of Maya's theme, which also plays for the first time in this case for some mysterious reason.
No way.
It's because she's sad.
And about the sisters.
Yes.
Oh, I'm trying. My memory is like a bit spotty, and my computer is currently dying. So I can't look it up, but I believe there's also a Reminiscence song called Heartbroken Maya that plays during this case, but I might be confusing it with a different song completely, so take that with a grain of salt. I don't remember it very well, so it must not be great.
Yeah. I have the songs on my computer, but I don't see it, so.
Yeah, my computer is might be dead.
Oh boy.
I might try doing a hard stop. Now it's been 30 minutes and it's still not restarted.
That's probably a good idea. Okay. Let's see. What did I have written down? I still have my favorite line of the one that I have to say. It's different from Goomb's, fortunately. I think it's near the very end of the first day investigation. After you're done talking to April May, and she like stops you from doing something, I think.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna probably say.
He says, "I'll get to this woman's bottom." Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Phoenix, what a guy.
Yeah, what a guy. There's like
fourth wall there.
There's a
No,
couple
I think
of
he's just talking to
animations
himself.
from Ace Attorney 1, and one of them is thought to be Phoenix's reaction to April May in court. It's Phoenix with hard eyes.
Wow.
There's also a cut Larry Butt's shocked animation. I think they cut it for looking too weird. It's really weird looking. I'll try to pull it up if my computer's restarted. I guess it didn't need to be hard cycled.
Nice.
We'll see if it launches.
I had sprites written down, but I don't know if you really have much to talk about in terms of sprites. I mean, I liked April May's sort of breakdown with like her heart spinning and then her becoming really like macho. I thought that was kind of cool.
Becomes like a shonen protagonist.
Yeah.
Listen, to me, any animation that plays once is a breakdown, and that animation plays one time.
Yeah.
Although I guess I also consider Red White's like dramatic screaming of breakdown, and that happens like 3 times. So
I mean, I think the way it hints towards that animation. Like that's usually how like other breakdowns go, where like they start the animation, but like the full thing never plays until they fully break down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah. I think Red White has the best animations in the case. I like his flashing his jewelry animation. I like his breakdown. That's not really a breakdown. I like his shrug.
You had the what, Allie?
For April, I was gonna say I had to replay it the first time because I thought I had seen it, didn't actually see it, and was surprised to see that it was an actual animation.
Yeah.
Did any other characters in the first 2 chapters have one? Because I feel like I missed it.
Red White did
like a one time.
He goes like very saddened, kind of.
I see.
Yeah.
Frank Solid has a breakdown as well.
Yeah. Saw has.
Oh, I think I remember his.
Saw actually has a special animation with Phoenix where he throws his toupee at him, at his face.
Whoa.
Actually, Solid has 2 breakdowns because he has the throwing toupee animation that transitions into his him only having 1 talk sprite where he's like bald and really angry.
Yeah.
And then he has a second breakdown when you like finally prove that he's 100% guilty of murder when he starts foaming at the mouth and passes out.
Yeah, he gets very angry.
Yeah. Breakdowns are fun. There's like 2 hours of footage of them if you look at every single one in the series by this point.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else you think we want to talk about before we start wrapping up here?
Let me pull up my notes. Now my computer
Any
is
other
up. Hopefully it doesn't crash
thoughts
immediately.
on the case that you feel like you need to get out? I mean, obviously we can bring up these cases in the future, but you know, this is the meeting for this one, so
They gave Maya no time to grieve, which kind of pissed me off.
yeah.
I mean, considering the fact that
to
she
put
just
her in jail.
That's how Ace Attorney Court works.
Yeah, I think they do actually explain how it works in this one. Like the 3-day system.
Yeah, they do.
Trials only lasting 3 days. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's one more thing I want to mention. Speaking of Maya, I thought it was kind of funny in the first day of the trial, where you're talking to April May, and she's like, "Oh, this mousy woman hit the other woman with the statue, or with the clock." I don't remember what she says. I don't think she says clock then, but you know what I mean.
Mm.
And then Phoenix just goes, "You think you're just called by a mouse like a woman? Look at her, she dresses like a freak."
Yeah, yeah, that's
the
the first thing you
contradiction.
notice about her.
Yeah, that was
Not her
that was a
outfit.
funny point.
Yeah, I wrote Phoenix jumps to slam Maya's fashion choices at his first opportunity.
I like that they go get burgers at the end.
It's
Yeah,
very
that is
cute.
the first case of definitely there were burgers in the original Japanese. Yep.
Yeah.
What were they?
Noodles.
Oh, I bet no. They should have kept it being noodles. Noodles are good even
But
here.
Americans
Oh,
don't know
don't
what
worry.
noodles are.
Oh, don't worry. This causes problems later.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I love the Ace Attorney localization. There's
I
some
love
really
me some
goofy stuff that
burgers,
happens as a result of not being in Japan.
Okay. Well, anything from you, Fluffy, before we wrap up here?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. Well, okay. Before we really wrap up here, I guess we might as well start this now. So, in terms of rankings of the cases so far, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that the first case, what's it called? The first Turnabout probably at the bottom right now, and Turnabout Sisters is above it. That's my opinion, but
Yeah, I remember like not having that good of an opinion. Like obviously not. I don't. The first case is not really even a case,
Yeah,
but
it's very short.
I remember not having the best opinion of Turnabout Sisters, and unfortunately I thought, oh maybe it'll change. It has not changed, and it's kind of. It feels like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 to me. Like I really like the characters and stuff, but like a lot of the plot is just. Ugh. It's rough. It's definitely the first case of the series, and it's hard to like hold it 2 against it, if that makes sense. But I don't know. It's not one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think
We
it was
should-
literally written before the first Turnabout was.
What about you, Allie?
we should all rate them on different scales. I think that'd be a great part of the book club.
I was
definitely-
just gonna put them in order. Is what I was gonna.
Yes, you could do that. I'm gonna give them school grades if Allie's not gonna do that. So we can give them
No,
out of
I was
10.
gonna do a tier list like SAB.
Oh, I guess that's the
I
first thing I was
see.
gonna do. What's it?
So I guess yours is different. Technically, grades are different.
Well, I could also
It'd be
rate
like
them
A+,
on
A-.
I could also rate them on like the kindergarten scale of emotion charts and how they made me feel. if you want.
Okay, that'd be.
What?
Yes, can you do that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I would definitely say the first Turnabout is a B tier. I enjoyed it. I think it's quaint. But it definitely has a lot less in it than I imagine many more will have.
Okay.
Turnabout Sisters, I would say, is an A. I really enjoyed the characters. I feel like they did have a lot of spotlight on their personality and a insight into what the rest of the Ace Attorney games will be. Phoenix is a goofy guy, and I think that, yeah, I'm getting invested into this game a lot more than I thought I would be. So this one definitely will hold a good place in my heart.
That's good to
It's
hear.
really
So,
interesting
A
though,
tier.
because I don't know. If we're talking about like introducing characters, like I feel like I can't judge it by that because these guys show up so much that like I don't know, like I feel like I can't really judge it by the characters because like I don't know. It's definitely a good introduction for them. I just really don't like a lot of the. I have a lot of little complaints that turn into like, as a whole, kind of like bigger for me, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right, and then finally is Goomb. Although I'm gonna try and pull up this chart that he has sent here, just so I can.
Yeah, so on the emotion activities for kids, uplift kids emotion chart.
Yeah, while he's doing this real quick.
I would say that the first turnabout made me feel bored. I don't think it's actively bad, but I think that it is like the definition of this sure is an Ace Attorney case where there's like, it's really hard to talk about minus just, introduces some characters. Like, Frank Solid is he's just like Ace Attorney killer. He's probably the most prominent character in the case. And there's not really anything interesting about him besides just the fact that he has the funny breakdown where he throws his toupee, which we already talked about a bit.
Okay, what about Turnabout Sisters then?
Now this is the part where I'm like, I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say Turnabout Sisters made me feel frustrated. I was going to say annoyed, but I think it's a bit more than that.
Okay.
Where it's just at that last day, man. They screwed it up so bad. I've been on my little stump speech about how I don't like the last day of Turnabout Sisters. I don't think that's changing anytime soon. I've tier listed the Ace Attorney cases before. I think I might have put Turnabout Sisters below First Turnabout, just because I really don't like that last day, but I think that's not really fair. Now that I've played the First Turnabout again and I realized how short it is. I do agree with Ziggy that it is definitely better than the First Turnabout, but I ultimately don't really like either of them that much, which is probably not the thing you want to hear from somebody who's very invested in the series.
All right.
But I guess that means we're only going up from here, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I like, as weird as this is, I feel like I can't even rate the first case. It doesn't feel like a case.
I mean,
you can rate it board.
It is probably the shortest case in the entire series, so it's hard.
But it's also the introduction.
Yeah, it's your first experience with the characters. You know, it's supposed to get you invested in it, like get you interested in stuff. So on those sort of merits, like how invested or interested does it actually make you in this stuff? I would say it does a decent job. Not
I think that it is a lot stronger on a first playthrough than it is on repeat playthroughs, to its detriment, because it's like my fourth or fifth time playing it.
Yeah.
Because as your first time, you're like, oh, this is a fun Phoenix Wright being assaulted for no reason. But on your fourth time, you're like, why is Phoenix doing this? This is so stupid. He doesn't do this every case. Why does he feel the need to confront the killer in person when he knows he's probably the killer?
Yeah.
That's so true, though. He becomes less of an idiot.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear, because he is he's making some unwise decisions.
Yeah. I don't mind Phoenix being written as like more green, because he probably should be. But I think that later other games do it better, unfortunately. Which is like, I think when you're writing the first cases, they do have to feel like more naive than they do later on, so you can show that they developed. I think that there is a certain case that I'll be talking about this much later. I think they did okay with that in this one, though. They did at least like emphasize it.
All right. Well, we got our ratings in, so I guess that is the end of the very first Ace Attorney book club for this week.
I'll make a tier list once we finish this game, because like I feel like, at least for me, how I make tier lists is I can't make a tier list without like knowing the context of the other stuff.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm just going, as we go case by case, I'm just going to be putting them in order. And right now my order is the first case and then the second case. So
I was gonna give them letter grades, but then I had to change my bit last second. So
that's okay. I like
better.
I like the emotion chart.
Wait, what is the emotion chart? Did you post?
I posted it in DC.
Why is
this is emotion activities for kids, uplift kids. I was trying to look for a good one that had a lot of emotions, but not too many, and that was like the best middle ground I could find quickly.
so synonymous? How can I like fine and pleasant? Like to me, those are just synonyms. Like what? Why
you see when you're.
Okay.
I think fine is a bit more neutral than pleasant. As you can see in the emotion chart, smile is less big.
I don't know. Pleasant just feels like a more polite way to say fine, or like I don't know.
All right. I don't know how we want to exactly do this, but I guess I'll just go down the list. If you have something that you want to plug before we end here, go ahead and say. How about Allie first?
You should check out my Twitch channel, Thou Art Angelic. I sometimes stream video games and art there.
Okay. Fluffy.
I don't know. I don't really.
You can find Fluffy
No, there's
on Instagram.
I recommend you read the Communist Manifesto. Yeah.
Okay, Goomb.
I think you should be my friend on www.myspace.com.
Follow me on x.com, the everything app.
That's so dumb. Shut up.
All right, and
Well, I'll say that about my favorite app, X.com, everything. It's gonna make me feel lonely on this emotion chart.
at least
I do
for
love
me,
Grok, though.
you can find me here on this YouTube channel. As with every what's it freaking called?
Video?
No. What's the thing in Ace Attorney? I can't believe I'm forgetting this.
Trial?
No, where you
Turnabout?
question
Episode.
where you question the person. It's like the counter
Cross-examination.
cross-examination. As with every cross-examination, remember to press the like button and press the subscribe.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that was
I'm
so
having an
funny.
Ace Attorney
guy.
breakdown right now. I'm screaming into the microphone.
Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, well, thank you all for coming to the first week.
The first turnabout.
On to Turnabout Samurai next week.
Oh yeah, you can make a
Jet-
post.
oh,
about
I'm
that
excited.
anyways.
Turnabout Samurai is like a top case for me. I love Turnabout Samurai.
We can talk about that next week.
Next week, Fluffy. Next week. Okay.